What's going on, bro? Welcome back to my channel. Listen, man. So it seems the verdict came down in Cyrus, a 14-year-old kid that was killed for allegedly stealing some water bottles from a gas station. The owner, Rick Chow, kind of ran him down and shot him in the back, which is crazy, But they said that the kid had a gun. He pointed at Rick Chow's son because both of them came out the gas stations because they thought that Cyrus stole some water bottles, which is wild. I'm going to react to this channel, man, by YouTuber name I Am Not a Lawyer, but she does a lot of stuff that breaks down a lot of cases and stuff like that, man. Really good YouTube channel. You need to check it out, man. So I'm gonna react to that and give more detail about everything as well. So let's get into it, man. So once again, her YouTube channel is I Am Not a Lawyer, but pretty good YouTube channel, man. She breaks down a lot of stuff, man.
This is 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton, and on May 28, 2023, he walked into a Shell gas station in Columbia, South Carolina, and almost immediately after entering, he was told by one of the owners to place his bag at the front of the store because it was store policy.
So this right here shows the inside the gas station and shows everything, every angle of what happened. So he came in with a backpack and she told him to put the backpack down. That's understanding because there probably a lot of people that kind of came in and be stealing at the gas station. You know what I mean? So I understand that.
But after that, the owner proceeded to follow him around as he shopped, eventually accusing him of stealing some waters.
So as you can see right there, they're already eyeing this kid down. You know what I mean? Even though he's the only one in the store, I think at this time right here, they eyed him down. And if you ever seen the movie, man, called Men to Society, man, you already know that the woman was following this guy around the store, and next thing you know, the guy ended up getting upset and ended up killing the woman and the guy. You know what I mean? Because the guy said at the register, "I'm sorry for your mother." You know what I mean? And next thing they kill both, which is crazy, man. It's a classic, older movie, but it's a classic, man. Men to Society. All right, so I'm going to play that back one more time because it looks like I don't know, because I know he grabbed some stuff, but I'm gonna play that one more time. Let me go back to it. Okay, so this is him walking, and this is the lady standing right there. You know, what I mean, it looked like she was working. Next thing you know, she's not really working, but she watching this kid. Okay, so he's looking down, got his hand in the fleece pockets. Okay. He's still looking down. Like, I don't know. I can't say that he put something in his pocket. I'm not sure, man. I don't want to say that, but I'm just like looking at it like looks a little suspicious there. You know what I mean? And one thing I keep noticing is he keep his hands in his pockets the whole time, which is wild. So he's still doing that, but they're shaking it off and showing that he don't got nothing in his pocket. But then again, like I say, he still got his hands in his pocket. I don't know why he just took his hand in the pocket and just lift the shirt up. You know what I mean? You already know the lady was following you from the get go. So just go ahead and show them like, okay, listen, I ain't got nothing in my pocket. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, if you think they're doing some racist stuff, then don't never come out to that store. You know what I'm saying? But looks a little suspicious. But then again, we can't really tell that he really steals something because like he put the water back. So they chased the guy out the store. He left the store, and the son and the father right there chased this guy over water bottles. This is crazy. And he ran. And you can see the kid, he ran from them. You know what I mean? The son and the father came out and tried to chase this guy and then run. Now, my question is like, if you know you ain't stealing them, why you running? You know what I mean? Like, why are you running? Like, maybe he's scared. I don't know, but it's crazy.
So the woman's husband, whose name is Rick Chow, and their adult son, whose name is Andy Chow, proceed to chase Cyrus Belton for 130 yards. As Cyrus is running, he ends up dropping his cell phone, he runs out of his shoes, he drops his backpack and trips a couple of times. This is a video of the path Cyrus ran and Rick and Andy followed behind.
Oh my goodness, that is a long
Now,
way.
as this chase is
Dang, that is very long. Wow, that is crazy. They chased that guy that far over some water bottles?
happening, a number of people who were driving in the area start to take notice, particularly the two women in this BMW video.
I had pulled onto the lot and I stopped. Okay. At that point, I saw them, Cyrus run across the street, them chasing him. I saw Cyrus trip, and he got up, and I was excited because I wanted him to continue running, but he didn't get up straight up. I thought he tripped again, and he went down. So then I drove down there when I stopped and asked if they needed help, was everything okay? Mr. Chow was in a shooting stance where he's standing upright with his legs and he had his arms like this.
We pulled into the gas station. As we were pulling in, Cyrus was running out, and behind Cyrus was his son and Mr. Chow. So Cyrus was running out, his shoe came off, he was pumping his arms and holding his pants with the other arm. He crossed the street and he tripped over the curb. At that time,
So he basically was running with his damn pants sagging down. It's crazy.
got back up. I see Mr. Chow step out. He had his arms up. And then we see Cyrus fall again to the ground. He kind of like crawled, basically, to the place where he passed.
So we're in here.
Yes, he was on his way back up. Mr. Chow was already like this.
Did you see Cyrus Carmack Belton turn around at any point?
No.
Did you see him point anything at Rick Chow or Andy Chow at any point?
No.
And then the driver of this white car testifies about what he saw.
Okay, so when he fell after he had got across the street.
Okay.
It was something over there that it looked like he had to trip up over or something. The first fall was real hard.
Okay.
Yeah, he tried to get back up, but it was more so of a stumble versus him standing straight up.
Okay.
It's like he stood up almost all the way up completely. He maybe took a step, if that, and that's when he shot.
Okay. But he fell towards the grass.
Yeah.
All right. And at this point, when he trips, where's Rick Chow? Can you point to where he is?
He's like right behind. So if Cyrus trips up in here, Rick Chow.
All right. Did you ever see Rick Chow out here in the road?
No.
Did you ever see Andy Chow out here in the road?
No.
Cyrus fell right here. You saw Rick and Andy side by side. I think you said this kind of area.
Yeah.
And then there was one more eyewitness whose car wasn't caught on the video surveillance because she was coming the opposite way because she was leaving from her apartment.
I seen a young man running. I heard a pop sound, and my aunt said, "What is that?" We saw the young man go down to the ground, and we saw the older man had a gun in his hand pointed in a gun stance. And my aunt said, "I just want to make sure we're seeing what we see." So we drove out real slow, and we still see Cyrus on the ground. Looked like he was trying to push himself up, like how somebody's doing push-ups, but they're shaking really bad. And he propped back down on the ground and started banging on the ground like in pain. And then my aunt, she said, "We need to get out of here." So we drove up to an empty parking lot near where the old Columbia Mall is at. And 911 had me on hold for a long time, so we hung up and we called again.
As a result of being shot in the back, 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton passes away, and Rick Chow is arrested and charged with murder. But Rick Chow's defense is that this isn't murder. He says it was actually self-defense or in defense of his son, Andy. And so that is what the heart of this case is all about: murder or self-defense. And that's because it turns out that 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton was carrying a firearm that day. But what Cyrus did with that firearm is what's in dispute. According to prosecutors, Cyrus didn't pull out his firearm. It fell out of his pocket when he fell.
The evidence will show that after they chased him out of his chute, dropping phones down Springtree Road, after he tripped over a curb, fell, dropped his backpack, we believe that gun spilled out of that pocket. And within moments after that gun spilled out of that pocket, that man shot Cyrus Carmack Belton in the back with a .45 caliber pistol.
But the defense, on the other hand, says Cyrus pointed that gun.
Mr. Belton pointed the gun at Andy Chow. Andy yelled out, "He's got a gun." Mr. Chow told him, "Drop it. Mr. Chow is coming up." Pulls his gun down. At that moment, at that split second, that frozen moment in time, Rick Chow sees a young man pointing a semi-automatic pistol at his son, who's backing up with his hands up, and Rick Chow fires his gun to protect.
That's a crazy scenario right there. If that truly did what happened, that he did have a gun, you know what I mean, and he pointed the gun, but like the lawyer said, that was a split second. So you mean tell me in that split second, Mr. Child said, drop it? Because that split second right there could have been that split second right there, because you ain't had time to say nothing. If he pointed it, you know what I mean? Because of the split second, you don't know if you're gonna shoot that gun or not. You know what I mean? So he had time to say, hey, drop it. Like, really? I don't know, man. It's a crazy situation. But then again, it's like I wasn't there, we wasn't there. We just going on what the lawyers say and what Mr. Child told them what happened. You know, and so it's like if that truly did happen, that he did have the gun, but if he pointed the gun, split second, you just don't know. You know what I mean? In that instance right there, it is self-defense, because if he did point the gun, then it's like, hey, Mr. Child had to do what we get to do. You know, crazy scenario and it's sad as well, but it's wild, man.
His son. We submit to you that that was reasonable. It was a reasonable impression that his son was possibly going to get seriously injured or die at the hands of somebody who had a gun pointed at him, that was a reasonable belief, and he fired his weapon under the law in defense of his son.
So again, that's the issue for jurors to determine. And in an effort to prove their side beyond a reasonable doubt, prosecutors ask all of the eyewitnesses if they ever seen a gun in Cyrus's hands.
As you, your daughter, and grandkids were in that parking lot, you watched Cyrus run by, what, if anything, was in his hands?
I saw his backpack on his back, but I didn't see anything in his hand.
And as he ran down Spring Street, what was in his hands?
I didn't see anything in his hand.
And as he fell multiple times, what was in his hands?
I didn't see anything in his hand.
And from your vantage point, you feel certain you would have seen if something was in his hands?
Yes.
Did you see a gun in Cyrus's hand at any point in time?
No.
Did you see anything in his hand at this point?
No.
All right.
Did you see the young man carrying anything?
No.
The testimony under oath is nobody told you that night that Cyrus pointed a gun at you.
Yes, sir. No one told me that.
And just for the sake of confirmation, here is the medical examiner confirming where Cyrus was shot.
The location of the wound on his back, say that one more time.
It was on his kind of right back area, just below kind of mid-back. That's the projectile, and you can see the shadow of his heart just above that.
This is his heart?
Yes.
So that right there, you say that he was turned around the whole time. So it's like, it's kind of wild that he had time to point a gun and Mr. Child saying, drop it. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Like, that don't make no sense. He got shot in the back and he said all that. This is just not really adding up, man, in my opinion. Like, this is wild.
Okay.
So it's not immediately fatal. Those are more, and he would not lose consciousness immediately. Those are more with wounds to the head. So with a heart wound, maybe a minute or two, he could have, there's been reports of people being able to run with the adrenaline in their system, but not far. They collapse pretty quickly because the blood, every heartbeat is the blood's coming out of their heart and not circulating.
Okay, now the defense on the other side is making every effort they can to show that what Rick Chow did that day was in self-defense. And so they start off by highlighting why Cyrus had a gun in the first place.
Is why a 14-year-old would be illegally possessing a semi-automatic pistol, wandering the streets with that pistol, with a laser attached to that pistol. A laser to go ahead and ensure better accuracy when you fire the weapon. Because if he didn't have that weapon, he never would have had a weapon to draw on Andy Chow. He never would have had a weapon to put Andy Chow in danger. And he never would have had a weapon that would cause Mr. Chow to believe his son was going to be shot and have to make a split-second decision. Split-second decision.
They also claim that even though Cyrus did not steal anything, it was reasonable for the Chows to believe he did.
Why was he running? Why did he run? He did increase the suspicion at that point by running. And he really ran fast because he ran out of one of his shoes. Now, reasonable to believe that he may have taken something? Absolutely. Reasonable to go ahead and follow him to see where he was going, in what direction, so he could tell the police? Absolutely. And he wasn't going to tackle him, he wasn't going to hold him, he wanted to see where he was going. Rick Chow, the defendant in this case.
Nah, I mean, they ran 100 feet. So they, besides wanting to see where he was going, they could have run towards the end of the road and look and see where he was going over a water bottle. They ain't had to chase him 100 feet. That's crazy.
Ran following his son and Mr. Carmack Belton because he was trying to see what was going on with his son, protect his son, make sure his son was okay. He did not know what was going on. He had nothing to do with the determination in the store. But he was going out there to protect his son, to make sure his son was okay. It's his son.
The defense also attempts to poke holes in the testimony of the eyewitnesses.
You remember telling the dispatcher that you believed he might have stolen something.
That's what was being said. Yes, I said that. I was processing. I didn't want to be involved.
So she must have said, oh, he probably stole something. That's why he's running. I mean, who wouldn't think that? Like, okay, he's running from the owners of this gas. Oh, he probably stole something. I think everybody would think something like that.
When my mom stopped the vehicle, I told her to keep going because I did not want to be involved. My mom called 911 and she handed me the phone.
Okay.
We had the windows rolled up, and so it was muffled.
And when we talked to the 911 operator, do you remember specifically telling him you did not actually see the shooting?
I stated in my 911 call, I said, I think I saw it, and then my aunt was behind me, as you can hear in the 911 call. She said, no, Jasmine, he did shoot that boy, and I said, yes, he did.
And then when the officer, whatever they call those 911 officers, they asked you a question. Did you see him shoot the boy, or did you just hear the gun go off? And your response was, we just heard the gun go off, and then we happened to see the owner pointing the gun at the boy while he was on the ground. Do you remember that?
Correct.
It's not okay, is it? It's not okay?
I didn't say that it was okay for a child to have a gun. I never said that.
And then let me follow that up with that question. It's not okay, is it?
I mean, it depends on what point you're coming from. I don't.
Please explain. What point would make it okay for somebody under the age of 15 to possess a firearm?
I mean, I wouldn't know.
Well, you do know. You just said it depends. So let the jury know, based upon the questions from the state and your answer, when is it okay for someone under the age of 14 or a child to have a gun?
I mean, I wouldn't know. I mean, everybody had their own viewpoint of it. That's why I say it depends.
And when the lead detective testifies, the defense asks him if he found Cyrus's behavior in the store to be suspicious.
And so you saw the young man put water bottles in, put water bottles back out several times, or twice maybe, I think.
Well, he took them out and then put them back.
And you thought there was nothing peculiar about this?
No.
Cyrus Belton went into the store with a firearm.
He did.
it was illegal for him to walk into the store with a firearm.
It was illegal.
Through your investigation, you found no money or payment ability for Cyrus to pay for anything in that store.
Did not.
The book bag you found had nothing inside of the book bag.
There's some papers in there, but essentially, no.
Your testimony is there was nothing strange that you thought of going inside of that store with nothing in it.
Correct.
And then finally, you have testified, we may disagree with it, we may not like it, but you would agree it is not against the law to follow and or chase somebody from leaving from the store.
Not against the law, but once again, use and exercise common sense. The firearm being on him is the only thing that I would find that would be not right.
And then finally, in order to establish that the firearm did belong to Cyrus, the defense shows a picture Cyrus posted on his Instagram the night before the incident. He's wearing the same hoodie, holding the same firearm, and the firearm has a laser light on it that was also found at the scene.
So is that, from your example, from looking at...
Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Defense exhibit number 1, is that the light that was on the firearm that was found on scene that day?
It appears to be.
And that would be the firearm that we believe is in state's exhibit number 11.
Yes.
So again, through the course of your investigation, do you not find it strange, weird, peculiar that on the day before this, or within 24 hours, this is posted and then he goes into the store through your investigation?
You shouldn't have had a gun, period.
Okay, that's the recap for day 1 and day 2. The defense is up on day 3 to present their side of the case. So we will see if Rick Chow himself testifies and if his son Andy will testify.
Well, his son did testify right there, but that's like basically the backstory of what was going on, what happened. And the jury did find him not guilty yesterday. So I didn't know too much about this case. You know, this happened in 2023. You know what I mean? So this is a sad situation as well. You know, with some of the things going on in my mind, it's like, you know, he's 14. You know what I mean? Well, 14 at the time. Like, why you having a gun? Then you post it online. That's why I don't get about a lot of these kids nowadays, man. They get these guns and they want to post it online. The next thing you know, they end up doing a crime. When you think the police going to look at? They're going to look on the social media. You know what I mean? And see all that stuff that y'all post. Everything, Twitter, your phone, all that stuff, man. You know what I mean? Like, he's 14 years old. Why the hell you got a gun? I don't know if the kid been bullied. I don't know if this kid is in a gang. I don't know, you know, but it's like you're 14. Why you having a gun walking around? Then you're posting online trying to look cool, you know, and I'm not really trying to talk down on the kid, you know what I mean? Because I am sorry to hear that he passed away from that shot. But it's like, dude, really? You know, and just going in that store, no, you ain't had no money. You walking around because there's a longer version of that showing him kind of walking around a little bit before he went to the water section. And, you know, the whole time he still had his hands in his fleece. You know, what I mean, he never took it out. So it's like, come on, man. Like, crazy situation, man. But then again, it's like that as a child shouldn't really, him and his son should have never followed him out the store anyway. It's a water bottle. If it's a water bottle, man, go ahead. You don't know if the kid homeless or what. You don't know. You know, y'all got video, so you can take a picture of the video or whatever and put a photo up like, okay, this kid's gonna be banned from the store. If we see him again, he's gonna be banned from the store. We're gonna call the police, you know, man, to get him trespass and stuff like that. That's what he should have did. Not follow this kid 100 feet away and not follow this kid that long distance away from the store. You know, like that is crazy, man. It's a wild situation. It's sad as well, man. But listen, that's all I got for now. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole situation, yo. Did y'all think the verdict was truly right, that he was found not guilty? That was the right verdict, or he should have been found guilty? Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments.